And the repercussions of this are enormous. And nobody's saying anything. Have you thought about an American Girl doll for your girls? Remember American Girl? It was around when I was young. I mean, they had like the beautiful lifelike dolls that I used to see in the stores. They were pretty expensive too. I never got one, but I always loved looking at them. I think it was like one of the first dolls that was very representative of many type of ethnicities. Beautiful dolls. Well, the popular doll maker is facing backlash. So this is American Girl facing backlash for its new girls guidebook that reportedly advises children struggling with body image issues to ask their doctors for puberty blocking medications and to seek transgender support without parental consent if you don't have an adult you trust. This is quoted out of their pamphlets. So it's a Smart Girls Guide Body Image Book is the name. Retails on the American Girl website for $12.99. So the cover of the 96-page paperback, penned by Mel Hammond, shows 4 girls of varying body weights and skin colors. One's in a wheelchair, while another has blue-dyed hair. The subtitle reads, How to Love Yourself, Live Life to the Fullest, and Celebrate All Kinds of Bodies. There it is right there. So it looks innocent enough, right? Again, you see there. But it's not. So the details section for the book on the American Girl website reads, Every girl needs to learn to live comfortably in her own skin. And this book will show the way. In these pages, a girl will find everything she needs to know about loving her unique self, staying confident through her body's many changes, and appreciating her body for the life it lets her live. Full of activities, tips, crafts, and real girl stories, this book is a feel-good reminder that all bodies are worthy of love and respect. So this is reported by the Daily Mail, who first reported it, that the newly released book targeted to children, guess how old? Ages 10 and older. 10 years old. Advises girls to seek out puberty blockers. I quote, it says, parts of your body may make you feel uncomfortable and you may want to change the way you look, the book says at one point. That's totally okay, it says. Also goes on to say, you can appreciate your body for everything it allows you to experience and still want to change certain things about it. This is what it's telling you girls. Another page adds, if you haven't gone through puberty yet, the doctor might offer medicine to delay your body's changes, giving you more time to think about your gender identity. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? They are they are manipulating our girls. And then we wonder why you go into a middle school or high school anywhere across the country and most of the girls are saying that they're gay, that they're boys. The book, this is not even middle school, 10 years old is elementary. The book tells readers, if you don't have an adult you trust, there are organizations across the country that can help you. Is that creepy or what? We have always taught our children, don't talk to strangers, don't accept candy from people you don't know, even if you do know them, in the neighborhood or whatever, sometimes you don't trust your neighbors or what have you. You tell them not to. This is telling children to go against their parents. Are the teachers introducing to the bright young minds of girls and boys all over America? I want to tell you, take a look at this video into a peek of this teacher's lesson plan.
Our LGBTQ plus health center come in. They were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking about queer sex, using lube versus using spit.
Meet Joe Bruno, Dean of Students at the prestigious Francis W. Parker Private School in Chicago, which...
You see that? So let me explain what's going on here. First, I want you to hear what he said again. I want you to hear what he said again. This is a teacher. This is what he had going on in his classroom.
I had like our LGBTQ plus health center come in. They were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking about queer sex, using lube versus using spit.
This is what this teacher is teaching children. This is his sex ed class. So let me give you a background. A high-ranking official at an elite school that serves kids from pre-K through 12th grade bragged to an undercover reporter that he has gone far beyond bringing drag queens into the classroom. You know, they say drag queens are in all the libraries. If you go to your local free library, you probably will find a slot for drag queen story time. But it doesn't stop there. His name is Joseph Bruno. He's Dean of Students at Chicago's Francis W. Parker School. He indicated he brought in an LGBT group that passed around sex toys to kids and discussed queer sex best practices during Pride Week. Project Veritas released a video of Bruno's remarks on yesterday. The school, again, is Francis W. Parker School, purportedly guides students in their learning and development so they can become authentic, effective, responsible, and empathetic citizens and leaders in our democracy and the wider world. That's what they need to just stick to reading, writing, and arithmetic, because half of the kids can't even do that. To this end, the school's faculty is committed to healthy identity formation and intellectual development within each learner at Parker. Last week at a National Association of Independent Schools People of Color conference, the school, that's why I don't even, I'm turned off on all this stuff. The DEI, the diversity stuff they have at schools. I'm turned off of all of it, because every time you hear something about it, it's not about diversity of thought, of ethnicity, of background. They're pushing this LGBT stuff. This is included in all diversity stuff now, and it's annoying. So the school's Dean of Students unwittingly spoke with an undercover Project Veritas reporter on hidden camera, detailing some of the initiatives that have been undertaken in the classroom to aid in such identity formation. So he says, during Pride, we do a Pride Week every year, and I had like our LGBTQ health center come in. We heard this, he said, they were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking about queer sex, using lube, versus using spit. This is what the teacher is giving and explaining to his students. Let's see what else he said.
Joe Bruno, Dean of Students at the prestigious Francis W. Parker Private School in Chicago, which happens to charge $40,000 per student.
It's just like passing around dildos, butt plugs. The kids are just playing with them. They're like, how does this butt plug work? How does this work? That's a really cool part of my job.
Parents might be stunned to learn that Bruno's version of love and acceptance means handing out sex toys to underage students.
So wow. The dean.
Before I go on, you guys, you did this. You did this because what we have done now in society is we have subjugated traditional marriage, traditional gender, traditional constructs, gender constructs, and now those have taken a back burner and have been equalized to LGBTQ sex. So when you do this, when you go about saying that same-sex and LGBT stuff is equivalent to heterosexual traditional relationships, now they gotta go talking to our kids about queer sex. Why not? Because when you equate the two, when you make them equal, now they're saying this should be taught to students because this is just as equal as heterosexual intercourse. So now they're teaching it in the schools, talking to children about butt plugs and dildos. And this is not a one-off. This is not a one-off. We've talked about this on this show before, how the national, I think it was the national NEA, I believe what it is. It's a national teachers union, the largest teachers union in the country, was pushing a similar pamphlet, and we had it on this show. You can go on our YouTube channel, Metro Conservative Media, and we talked about this. I talked about this on the 8:30 show before. It was a couple weeks ago. So this is not a one-off. Every parent in America, even same-sex couples, should be upset about this because this is sick. We used to have a situation where sex ed was something that you taught because it was due to biology. Because we know that when a man and a woman come together and have intercourse, there is a possibility that a baby can come out of it. So that's why you teach sex ed in school. But you teach it based off of a biological perspective. Now, this LGBT mob is pushing this type of stuff on our kids because they want to be equal. They want the same rights. So this is what we have. This is what we have. And it's infuriating.
For 4 years.